So in this video, I'm going to talk about something that I don't know yet, but let's see how it goes. Hello, welcome back to WendyPaulet TV. I'm Chinwe. If this is your first time on my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe and turn on your notifications so you can get updates whenever I upload my weekly videos. But if this is not your first time, it's good to have you back. And if you keep coming back but you're not yet subscribed, subscribe and turn on your notifications as well so you can get updates whenever I upload my weekly videos. I have opinions about every single topic I'm interested in, and the topics I'm interested in is life, as in that covers every single topic in this world. Like, I'm interested in life. I don't know if it's just me that wonders how everything came about. Like, life gets so busy that sometimes we forget to ask the question that is always on our mind. And I think, well, for me, the question is, what's life all about? Yeah, that's like the topic I'm most interested in. Like, what's life all about? What are we doing here? Who sent us here? And what if everything I thought I knew about life wasn't true? What if I was born a Muslim? What if I was born a white girl? Like, what if I was born a guy? Those are the kind of questions I ask myself. Those are the kind of questions. They took the light and my ring light went off, so I'm just facing the door for some natural light. And we're going to continue this video. So as I was saying before I was interrupted by NEPA or power holding, whatever they call themselves, let's continue talking. So I was talking about how, like the kind of questions I ask myself, the kind of things I think about is just life. Like, what's life about? How did we all get here? What is right? What is wrong? Who is God? Is there God? What of religion, politics, economics? Like, all these things that we are so involved in on this earth. What are they about? Like, how did it come about? Those are the kind of things I actually like talking about. I think about them a lot and I have a lot to say about them. And I listen to myself a lot when I think and talk. And over the years, I've had different theories about life, about religion, about culture. Like, sorry about that. It keeps changing. And where I'm at now is at a point where I just want to hear myself talk, because I thought about it for so long. And I was just asking myself today, what will I even talk about? Like, I want to talk about what I want to talk about. So many times when I want to make videos for you guys, I'm always thinking, oh, what people like to hear, what people like to hear. And that's very tasking, because even if it's just 600-something people that I have subscribed to my channel, I can't really decide for each and every one of you what you want to hear from me. So I just want to talk about the things I think about, the things I actually want to talk about, and I hope you find it interesting. I think you actually find it very interesting, because I know we all ask those questions. We all have opinions, and I guess YouTube is just a platform for me to come and talk about what I think about. So like I was saying, what's life all about? When I was a lot younger, my theory about life is, this is not what it's meant to be. This is not what it's meant to be. This is not what it's meant to be. Like, growing up, it was as if I fought against everything around me. In my mind, though, because I was this very quiet child. Like, I was very obedient, very humble. But in my head, I fought against everything. In my head, it was just about, this is not how it's supposed to be. No, you're lying. Like, when someone is telling me things, when I'm in church hearing some things, or when I'm outside hearing some people make some comments, my head is always like, you're lying. That's not true. It's not true. Like, I'm always on the opposing side of everything I came across. Yeah. So it started a lot of crisis in my head. No, now when I say crisis, it seems like maybe I had mental problem. I didn't have any mental problem, but it just made me carve out this beautiful place in my head where I always went to. Do you understand? Where I always went, I felt like this is not what it's about. Like, everybody's lying to me. So I created a world in my head, and I lived in that world for a long time until I entered secondary school. When I entered secondary school, it was as if the opposition now became too much. Like, I had a lot I was fighting against. And in secondary school, I developed, the trees are chiming for me. I developed a very interesting world that was really safe for me. I had this world where I crawled into. If I explain it, you guys might just think I'm weird, but we're all weird in our own special ways. But in secondary school then, I had this world where I always went to for safety. It was very beautiful. It was real. It was very, very real. I'm not going to go into details now. If you're interested, I could give you more details. But just for the sake of your sanity, let's just say that I had this ward where I always went to. But secondary school was really tough for me because, like I said, the opposition got so intimate. I was in my peers. Whereas when I was growing up, when I was in primary school and at home, I had a lot of interactions with different people, like people older. I was going to church, meeting different people there, older people. I was going to school, meeting my peers, but it wasn't as if I had like friends that were so involved in my life and had a control over me or an influence over me. I had my parents, I had my family friends, I had my extended family. So when I was a lot younger before secondary school, it was more like I think I had lived enough life to categorize each and every one of them. So it was easier for me to manage. But when I entered secondary school, it became like a very big struggle. So I created that world, and that world lasted till my JS3. Yeah. But the interesting thing about that world I created was that even though I couldn't access it after my JS3, I lived it even until my master's degree. Does that make any sense to you? In general, that was just like my theory about life growing up. It was more of opposition. I didn't agree with a lot of things, especially with religion and cultures. I don't have any problem with religion, but the thing I am always opposing against with all the structures around me, be it religion, education, culture, is always the fact that I believe everybody is right. Like I've always had that since I was young. I believe everybody is right. And where my position comes in is when people try to impose their own rights on me. But yeah, that's where my opposition usually came in. Like me saying, oh, that's not true. It's just when people try to impose what they think is right on me. My opposition was just about, but it doesn't have to be true for me though. Like if it's true for you, that's fine. But it doesn't have to be true for me. Right now, I think I can piece all my theories of life from all my developing years together to this moment. And what I think about life is that life is very subjective and we are living in a mental universe. Like everything is mental. It's all about your perception. And the word perception was one word that really resonated with me. I can remember the lesson very clearly the day our final teacher taught us about perception. I was in SS1, no, I was in JS3 then when we learned perception. And that word put a lot of things in perspective for me. Like, I can't remember the words she used, but it was about, she demonstrated with our finger. She told us that now this particular finger can cover a building depending on where we are standing. And that's, like even now I'm talking about it, I'm having goosebumps. I was like, yes, that's true. Like, it made sense to me because I had always believed that everything was subjective, everything was mental and pertaining to the individual, the perceiver. Do you understand? So when they taught us that lesson, I was so happy. Like, I loved fine arts that year just because of that lesson, that perception. I'm like, yeah, life is about perception. It's always about how I see it. It has to be because what makes sense to me might not make sense to you. And it's okay for it not to make sense to you. Although that perception lesson resonated with me, I couldn't make sense out of it. It's now that I'm actually making sense out of it. Because if I had learned what I know now about perception, I won't feel the need to explain myself or justify what I'm doing or try to make people understand me. Because I think that most of our adult life, we're living it, our parents, our grandparents, the priests and the professors, everybody in this world is just living a life to justify or to explain themselves. And that's what I'm trying to practice right now. Like, what if it was just my opinion? What if life was about my opinion? And it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change the people you're interacting with. It doesn't put anybody in the wrong. It's just my perception. And things can still go well for everybody if we hold on to our perception. Like, it doesn't have to change anything. I have a lot more to say about this topic. Like, there's so much to talk about, but my laptop will soon die, and probably when it comes back on, I'm going to continue from where I stopped. I don't know if any of the things I said made sense to you, but even if it doesn't make any sense to you, I'll still want to hear what you think about life, your theory about life. What do you think all this is about? What do you think about when you're thinking about life? That's all I have for you in this video. I hope you found it really useful. If you like this video and want to see more of it, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel and you get updates whenever I upload my weekly videos. But first, you have to turn on your notification. If you enjoyed this video, like and share with your friends. You never know who you might be helping. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video.